I'm here with my buddy Ronnie Gray. Ronnie is on our professional advisory board, Fit Life Magazine. Now, Ronnie, you're a very, very busy guy. You have a full-time job. You work with the military intelligence. Is that correct? As a contractor, and you are a father. You've got how old is your daughter?
She is 3 in March. 3 in March. So,
how do you keep up?
Very, very, very fastly behind her. That's how I keep up. Always behind, never ahead of her. Ever.
Right. And then Jocelyn, your wife, is with child right now. How far along is she?
About 5 months. So we got about another 4 to go, I think.
Now, on top of that, you are an athlete. You train yourself. How many days a week do you train?
He usually hit 5, maybe 6 days a week, pretty regularly. I usually don't go any less than 5 days a week. So. Okay,
and then on top of that, you train other athletes, and you're on hand for the Human Performance Lab in Tampa, where you work also as a test subject often. Is that correct?
Yep, okay. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm a lab rat.
Okay, dude, how do you do it all?
It's a lot of balance and prioritization. My workouts, they're at the top, but they can't always be at the top. They're towards the top, but they're not at the top all the time. You've got the wife who's pregnant and the child. What really helped me was, one, acquiring a garage gym, which I think we've spoke about before.
Right.
Just enough to hit the basics. So if I can't hit the exact workout as written and programmed, I have enough things in my garage to where I can still, hit all the major body parts, get a workout in, still stimulate the muscle as close to what the original workout was planned. So being flexible within your workout, I think, is key. If you are hard pressed to do every single thing as written, no different, it's going to be, if you're very inflexible, it's going to be very hard. Any guy that's watching this that's a dad already is probably shaking their head saying, "Oh yeah," and it's true. The key is not being defeated by the fact that you didn't follow it exactly, and that's what I had to look at myself and figure out is, hey, sometimes you're going to veer off path, but if you're still hitting those same muscle groups, you're still getting it in. All is not lost, and you will live to lift another day. So.
Now, do you have, as far as time management? I know for myself, I don't have any little ones. I've got my wife that I have to, as you say, stay behind. You can't never be ahead of, right? Because she's not going to throw something at me, I hope. Anyway, what I find is when I get up, I like to get up early, get a meal in, and I like to get my workout done early. Do you find that to be most effective, or what do you find to be most effective to make sure that you can get it in that day?
Yeah, so I find that if you won't likely do it in the afternoon, then you need to do it in the morning. Even if you hate it, even if, there's some research that says that it's not the best time in the morning, but if it's either then or never, well, then that's the best time for you, and that's the key. For me, I still train in the afternoon. I'm actually in charge of the shop that I run for my normal full-time job. So when you're the boss, there's some perks, right? And one of those perks is kind of sort of make it sure that I have time, at the end of the workday to jump out of there and get to the gym, So three out of 5 days a week, I lift before I leave the military base, and
okay.
That's fine. For those 1 or 2 days where I can't, that's when I come home. What really helps is having a very supporting wife who's on the same page.
Right.
Because if I say, "Hey, babe, I need to get this in. I didn't get it in," she knows my training is important to me, and it's not just me going off and tinkering and doing something silly. She understands it's a big deal. I have personal goals. Also, that's a stress release for me. So if I don't get that in, not only do I not relieve the stress, but it then builds because I now cannot get in the workout that I'm upset that I missed. So having a significant other that understands your goals, I think, is probably on parallel with everything.
Yeah, it is for everything. For me, at my age, at 56, it's all of those things. It's also a health issue. It's just being healthy. And I find when I start missing workouts and I go back, and then I spend a lot more time being sore, more at risk for injuries and things like that. So for me, it's getting those workouts in, making sure that I don't miss them. And as you say, it may not be the workout you wanted to have, but it's better than not having one at all. What other things do you manage, like with food and things like that? Do you eat out of containers? Do you eat on the go? What do you do just to again, to make time more or less of an issue for you throughout the day?
Yeah, so we typically try and cook 2 days a week for lunches for the rest of the week. So, we'll do like a Sunday and a Wednesday. We'll cook all our lunches for the week for the next 3 or 4 days, and then I'll pack them up and I'll load them and I'll bring them to work. So Monday through Friday, that's kind of how we operate. In the evenings, we'll typically do some fresh dinner. We don't eat out of Tupperware all week. No one really likes to do that. I don't care what they tell you. And I'm a pretty dedicated guy, but I like to eat some fresh green beans too. I don't like everything frozen and just, no, I'm good, and I season as needed and I get a general calorie count that's accurate for what I need in there, and I don't sweat it. If my daughter really, really wants something and she decides to shove it down my throat too, which 2-year-olds are known to do, I'll eat it, because, hey, she's having fun. She wants to feed me a piece of candy. I'm going to eat it. It's not the end of the world, right? But yeah, bringing my food with me is key. I carry a half-gallon jug of water with me pretty much everywhere. So I know that I've at least gotten half of that down before I even leave work, and then I'll bring it back to the gym with me as well. And I hit a gallon of water a day, plus or minus, depending on the day. But yeah, bringing that food with you is the biggest key. Cooking it ahead of time. I'm sure a lot of people have heard that, and the reason you hear it a lot is because it's true.
So being organized, number one. Being prioritizing things, of course, is also number one. Right. Balance is another thing as well, though. And I think the most important thing, the point you've made is that just learn to be flexible. There's going to be times when you can't do the things you want to do, but you can do something. Try to do something. And I like the idea of having a gym at home. I've got one that I don't utilize as much as I should, but it's certainly a good idea. There's so many options you have for doing something at home, even if it's in your living room. If you can't have weights and stuff, you can use rubber bands. You can do something. It's better than doing nothing, right?
For those
now, as far as balance, Ronnie, how do you have to be disciplined with your time to make sure you get enough time with your family?
Oh yeah, I mean, we still have some time, because balance also means relaxing at the end of the night together. So there's a certain point where I cut off everything, and I just want to sit with my wife and my daughter, and maybe we just watch a movie. We watch Netflix, whatever. And there's a certain point in the evening where we get to that. We cut off work, we cut off everything, and we just hang out. And I think if you don't do that, everything else suffers in the long run.
Right.
So yeah, she understands my goals. If there's a day where I'm a little running behind and I'm not as organized as I would have liked to have been that day, or I couldn't squeeze out during the end of the day from work, she knows that. She understands it. I get home, I knock it out, and then I just pick back up where we left off, and it works out just fine.
These are very helpful, Ronnie. Thank you very, very much for your time, buddy. I'll let you get back so that you're not spending any more of your day talking to me than you need to.
I appreciate it.